And after that, it's thing. His wheel disconnected.
2 minutes, yeah. We're fine. We're fine.
Okay, get out. I'm getting in.
Yep.
Patrick isn't in the sim yet.
Oh. Whoa. Oh, okay. Everything is dead.
It's the worst possible timing. I just
Yeah.
disconnected. Go and do a test 5.
Yeah, I am fine to get in though. We also have a drive-through, so we might lose P2.
Well, so it'll be you, then Patrick, and then it's either Patrick's gonna have to splash and dash or you will.
I think at this time it might not even be a selection that it will be a long last stint.
Yeah, Patrick will do.
It'll be like 30 minutes.
This is annoying though.
Yeah, my bad.
No. It's out of your control.
I think actually, no, I'm gonna... Because I'm not driving anymore.
Oh, he's not another G29.
No, I'm on a R5.
He's on the same wheel as you, so... I thought... No, his game was probably, like... His PC lags a lot at Monza.
Yeah.
And then the force feedback goes really heavy, and I guess that happened, and then, like...
Yeah.
The force feedback just whacked him left into the wall. The damage isn't too bad, it's only a minute. Or like 2 minutes it was. So we'll probably keep
It's
P2.
2 minutes of required or...
Optionals. But we also have a drive-through, so we might lose P2.
Nah, it's fine. Just keep on going.
I mean, 2 minutes is, a lap and a half.
Yeah, plus a drive-through, which is like 20 seconds.
That's fair, that's fair.
Well, we were 3 laps ahead, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, we'll still be, like, we won't have, like, time to burn, I should say. Like, we actually need to be on pace now, and it's, I don't know if I can really do that. Turning up the engine, let's go. Sucks that I'm instantly gonna have to serve a drive-through.
Sorry.
No. Not your fault, not your fault. I just mean, like, my warm-up lap will practically be void.
It's not a hold, it's just a drive-through.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
It's just, like, it will cool down the tires again, though.
Yeah.
A little bit. No, but it, still a little bit annoying. Not because of anything John did that's out of his control, but...
It could have been worse.
Yeah, it could have been Patrick's fault. Yeah, come on, man.
Come on, man. Pulling a quad and then doing that? What you doing? You just hijacked the car from us, you know?
He pulled a Jim.
He pulled a jam.
I agree.
No, nothing's working with it at the moment.
Where is P3 on track? P3 is right behind us on track, 6 seconds. So we're fine.
Yeah, but it's only like a lap now, so it'll be half a lap when I get out of the pits.
Yeah.
Like, or like a 2/3 of a lap, but they can catch that up because I'm not that fast.
That's fair. Pit speeding.
That play is safe. I really don't want to get that speeding.
Yeah, could you imagine how painful that would be?
Imagine pulled the trigger too early on the pit speed limiter, gets us speeding at the pits at the end.
Alright, so now that you're out, where are we looking?
P2 still, but half a lap in front of P3 instead of 2 laps.
Where is P3 on track? They
That's
are
fine.
currently, they're going through chicane numero dos. So it's more
And I'm
like,
picking up-
yeah, we got 3/4 of a lap, if not more.
Yeah, 2/3 of the track. We can
Yeah,
still
but
do
I'm-
it. Just
I'm-
stay.
Put Ken in the car! Max, super!
I need to put socks on. Let me know. My wheels on now.
But, you
How
know,
many
we are-
laps have we done compared to each other, Ken? Or like rather, after my stint, how many laps will we have done compared to each other? Because if this is going to be for position, I'd rather have you in the car than me in the car. Because
you're at 191. I'm at 216.
Yeah, never mind that.
So it would be you when you end this, you'll be
the same,
just
and
above
you'll
me.
be the same.
Yeah.
Are you? Yeah, but because I was going to say, if it's for position, like I'm not asking, but I'm just saying, like if you want to get in, you're more than welcome to.
Well, you got a full stint. We'll see how it goes. We'll see where we end.
Yeah, but I'm saying at the
I'll
end,
at least,
if it's
I'll
because
at least get, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we'll see where we're at
It's
towards the
still
end.
me in the car.
Yeah. But I'm saying for that final stint, if it is like they're like 10 seconds behind, I'd rather have Ken in the car and run the same pace as them, or be a little bit faster than me and be like, you know, slow enough that we might lose P2 because of it, right?
Let me take some Tylenol.
Because that P3 will be the worst P3, or like the worst feeling P3 ever. At least to me, right?
Yeah, just keep me updated.
Yep.
I'm not going nowhere.
To be fair, P3 would still be really good, but you know.
Yeah. You know, I'd like to keep the P2.
Yeah.
Well, I would have liked to keep P1. What's your point?
P2, well, like the thing is, we were only P1 for like an hour.
Yeah.
We were P2 for basically the entire rest of the
20
race.
hours.
Yeah, for
Well,
like 20
no,
odd
we were
hours.
down to, what was it? We were down to 9th or 10th.
We were down to P15 at the end of my
Or
stint.
maybe that's what it was, P15.
But
yeah.
then, like,
Yeah.
when I got back in the car after, like 2 stints after that, we were already P3, right? And then, you know, so we've been running P3 and P2 the majority of the race. Like, you can check the timestamps, right?
Yeah, when we haven't been running P2 after the first time, it's because someone was on a different pit cycle.
Yeah. But, like, we've always had a net P2, at least since, like, what, like 5 hours in? So that means we've had it for, like, 19 hours, and then it's like, oh, we suddenly lose it because of a hardware failure, and then, you know.
Yes.
Just let me know.
Let me know.
When is
Not gonna
Lamino
put on
gonna
talk
upload another
yet,
video?
but
Exactly, bro. He fell off.
I've been waiting for that shit.
It's
What?
like, man, I'm too good. I'm too popular. I'm gonna stop.
Guy that makes
Yo.
documentaries on YouTube. He's called
You could
Lamino.
You can make unlimited motors. You know what I'm saying?
To be
and he's
fair,
like,
I would
"Yo."
not be surprised if someone like, you know, Netflix or like, you know, some big company offered him a shit ton of money to make documentaries for them. Just like on his own.
That's fair.
You know
That's
what I
fair.
so we can actually lap them back.
Yep. But
Yep.
that means I have to be fast enough.
Well, they're sitting 15 seconds in front of us, so
Yeah.
Yeah. What I'm saying,
We should
right?
be. We
Like-
should be like cheese.
The thing is, right, like if they do catch up, right, that's what I'm like, you know, I'd rather have you in the car, but if they don't, I'd rather just, you know, it's like you don't have to get into the car if you don't want to. But dumb shit can always happen, right?
yeah.
Yes.
That's
Better to
here
have
for
the fast
standby.
already. Ready to scramble.
I'm like the F-22 for the United States right now, just waiting.
Despite the F-22 being incredibly outdated already in terms of avionics. because it hasn't gotten a meaningful radar or avionics upgrade since the fucking early 2010s. Did you see what Lockheed Martin posted though on their Instagram story?
No.
They literally just leaked a new like fighter.
Nice.
Classic Lockheed Martin.
Yep.
Well, leaked is a
I
strong
wonder
word.
if
It
it'll
was a
replace the 22
simplified
or the
drawing.
35.
The 35 is a different role to the 22.
Do what?
The 22 is a just strictly air dominance fighter with
Yeah.
very limited air-to-ground capabilities. Like, it cannot even carry a targeting camera, right?
Yeah.
Whereas the
Yeah,
F-35 has a built-in one, but it's like the F-32 is as multi-role as you can get, right? It can carry nukes, it can do air-to-air, it can do like all the air-to-ground you'd ever need.
It just doesn't have the stealth capabilities, from my understanding, as the 22. That's
It
the
is
only reason why the
very
22 is
similar.
still dominant. Is it's just a little bit better. on
Acrobatic
stealth.
capabilities of the F-22 make it dominant, and the
Yeah.
like tiny, like the difference is, the like, it's the like the size of like a ping pong ball and a golf ball, you know,
Yeah.
is the difference between their stealth, which is like, yes, there's a difference in size, sure, but it's not enough to be like, oh, this plane is clearly superior, and that's why they kept it around. No, they kept it around just because it's so good acrobatically, and it's, if you need an air dominance fighter, you put the F-22 in, right?
Yeah. There's some smoke ahead of you, so heads up.
Yeah. But if there's anything else you need, you get the F-35, because the F-35 is a flying supercomputer,
Yeah.
and the F-35 isn't particularly anything special on its own, right? Like, in terms of air dominance and, like, you know, whatever, it's, like, on par with, what is it, like, the F-16, probably? But
I'd probably put it up more to the 18.
Yeah. Air dominance, the F-16 is clear of the 18. The 18 is multi-role, whereas the F-16 was designed for air dominance and then
Yeah,
adapted
true.
for multi-role.
True.
It's outside of the F-22, the F-16 is still the most dominant, like, air-to-air fighter. I got the F-22, F-15 has a better record. It's just because more countries use the F-16 and it's been in more combat situations.
Yeah.
In actual
Well, the F-16 is
dogfighting,
still one of my favorite jets.
yeah, but I'm looking at it from like a technical perspective, right? The
Yeah.
F-35 isn't air
Well, it
superiority
costs,
wise isn't that much better than the F-35. The difference is, the second you get 5 F-35s versus 5 F-16s, it acts like one super plane compared to 5, like, you know, it basically, like, you know, like that episode in, what is it, Gravity Falls, where all those gnomes make that fucking massive gnome and they tear the entire forest down, basically? It's,
No.
that is like the F-35. Like, it's, they just fuse together to become like 10 times stronger, right?
Yeah.
Instead of just like kind of low-key working together a little bit, it's a hive mind that it becomes, right? And the interaction between pilot and plane is so much better that with all those things combined, they are just that level clear of every other plane at the moment. It excels in nothing, but it's so good at being a hive mind that it becomes so dominant because just, but
It's
it
the
excels
Tom
in,
Brady
like,
of planes.
I guess, yeah. It's incredibly good at like the computers and the avionics it has, but other than that, it doesn't carry better missiles than the F-22. It doesn't carry better air-to-ground shit than the F-15 can carry, like the new F-15. The what is it? The EX variant.
So EX or something, E4 or something. I don't know what it is, but yeah.
The new variant of the F-15. But it's just, it does everything so well. Like, it can dogfight like an F-16. It can, you know, air to ground like of the F-15 and the F-18, right? So where'd the guy go? Oh, there he is. Okay, lovely. Planes are an interesting topic. Russian planes aren't too bad either. They're just
That new
very
Su-35 or whatever it is, it's actually supposed to be somewhat good.
comparable. Yeah, it's not. It's good, but not comparable. It'll not be good enough. Especially because if they can't get material, so it'll be too expensive to make or maintain, and then it's gonna be like the Su-57 or the F-22.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
what's up?
especially now you've got all the restrictions on them.
Guy ahead is 15 seconds ahead track. That was a whole lot. So
Yeah.
we are like minute 15, minute 20 ahead.
Yeah, minute 20.6. Yeah. But like that's the same reason the F-22 retired or is getting retired. It's just because it's too expensive.
Yeah.
Like it hasn't gotten a single avionics upgrade, like substantial avionics or computer upgrade, since the early 2010s, and it only entered service in 2005.
I was gonna say, even though it's technically being decommissioned, it'll still sit around though for a couple more years.
Oh, when I say it's starting to be retired, it'll be retired in like 15 years. But I'm saying like when a plane is starting to be retired, typically it won't receive a lot more upgrades, which will mean it will slowly become obsolete, right?
Yeah.
That stealth will be matched by upgrades to the F-35, right? That air-to-air capability will be like, it will at some point be outperformed by the F-35 just because it will be able to carry better missiles when they come out, right? Because that's the active duty planes for so many countries that all the countries are going to put their new missile on there, right? Like, also the variety that the F-35 can carry is mental because it can carry like meteors as well, which are like the Phoenixes of today, but no American fighter can carry it other than the F-35.
I'm surprised they didn't make it to where the F-18 can still use it, since the Army still wants to use it.
The F-18 is like a lot of like, at the moment it's like an export plane. That's what they're moving it to. Like, still a lot of military use it, but for the Navy it's becoming outdated because they're getting F-35s as well, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, we have F-35s now, which is literally just an Air Force plane. It's adapted to be a naval fighter. But then it's like, well, we want our own actual naval fighter. So they're fully retiring the F-18 by 2030, right? And then by then they'll have a contract for a new fighter, you know? What's happening to the F-18 now is what happened to the F-14 like, what, 40 odd years ago? 30 odd years ago, right? Like, where the F-18 just came into play, and then it's like, yeah, the F-18 just does everything just that little bit better, so. Also, if the Navy is smart, they will, let's say they get pick Lockheed Martin, right? They'll get Lockheed Martin to mass produce the fuck out of it, so it'll be cheaper than the F-18. So they can actually justify throwing every F-18 out there and just selling it for parts in other countries, right? Which will make you guys a shit ton of money. Because, trust me, there's still a lot of countries that want the F-18, despite it not being the greatest plane half the time. My chair be squeaking. No, I can hear mine. You guys cannot, but it's my like stand or whatever is rubbing against like the pole that runs through it, which is making a squeaky noise because of the way I have it positioned. It's the edge of it is like, I guess, scraping along it. I hate Monza T1. I hate Monza T1.
Did you outthink yourself?
Nope. I'm fine. I'm just... love those. I love when, like, the bar down my street, he gives people, like, regular shit for free. Okay.
There's a Porsche Cup driver in here, apparently.
Who? Who is it?
That Kashashi or whatever his name is. Kashidi.
Oh, what?
Yeah, the K shit IJ name.
Yeah, the one we were, like, fucking fighting over the pronunciation over, like, last night. Before you went to bed. Is he...
They're
like P15 or whatever the fuck, something like that.
No, there's 6. I think it is. It's dead. No, not Kajimi. They're the.
You are keeping the pace, almost keeping the pace with the guys that are behind, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's just some laps I get traffic, so I fall back. Some laps they get traffic, so I go to the front, right? Me, probably, or Ken. Because, like, I don't think it's smart letting John back in the car now. Right? Just because his wheel already disconnected. You know?
No, we just hope Mike doesn't do it.
What do you mean? Sure, we'll do that?
It happened with Oman.
Indeed, yeah, I remember.
I just need to get in the car then.
I
just need
can.
to prepare to get in the car.
What you could also do then, Patrick, is just take that last one, the 30-minute one. Just to minimize that, right? Because if you feel like it's going to disconnect...
It will be just hoping it will happen, like I was hoping for the whole duration of the race. It would be good if me doing like 100% changes.
Nah, I'm just saying changing it from 45 to 30 minutes, though. Like...
I'll just let me know.
I just not want to do the last thing.
Ah, okay. Just an idea. But I'm, retarded.
Well, it's one of those. Whoever does the next stint should finish it out. So, just because it's going to be, there's a possibility the driver swap will take more time than the.
It's still 30 minutes. It's still 30 minutes. The driver swap only takes 15 seconds. The fueling typically takes 45. And we're still taking like 2/3 fuel, which means we're still taking the same amount of fuel that we're covering.
Driver swap.
Even then, we'd still be covering the time with
45 is a full stop though. So if you're only taking auto fuel and you're putting what 17 gallons in it, at that point it's not, it's better just leave because the margins aren't going to be there.
Well, Patrick said he wants to do one stint, right?
Well, I can do the double. But like,
Are you? Well, not lose too much anyway. Like, if we keep up this pace, right? We'll not like really be caught too much, right?
They're going into pit now, so.
Wait, are they going into the pit now?
Yes, they're going into pit now, so they'll have to stop one more time as well.
They'll have to stop here.
They'll have the same amount of pit stops as us, so.
Yes.
That means like it's even if we lose like let's say 5 seconds because of the driver swap, we will not lose like a position.
They
with that.
will need to stop the second time as well, probably.
Yeah, but
No, it's definitely they have to stop again because it's an hour and a half left.
No,
They're just going to do 2 more. They'll have 2 in a sense full stints, where we'll have a full stint plus 30 minutes. That's the difference.
They will need 2 stints. It's like 7 minutes. There's no way they're making.
Third is pitting, by the way. So
Yeah, we know.
yeah, so they're they're probably not going to be able to. Yeah.
You don't think they'll just be able to do 2?
No.
Do you
Nope.
think they'll have to do it too in a
No,
squad?
They could,
no,
but the amount of fuel saving that they would have to do would be pretty damaging.
the amount of fuel saving they would have to do would offset the amount of time they'd save with not just going into the pits, right?
Yes.
Because that's going to be a very short stop for them. I think, like,
Even if they did manage to do a 2-stop, they would have to save an extra 40 seconds on us.
Oké.
We'll see.
Ja, ik ben nu nog bezig, dus...
But yeah, Stein, before they pit, they only gained like a second on you over the course of the entire half
Yeah,
of your stint.
I know,
So
I know.
we're A-okay on pace.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that 3 seconds we might lose in the pit stop with the driver swap is enough to be like, oh, we're just gonna put Patrick on another double, right? Because I can't, in like good faith, say to Patrick, hey, you got to do another double, by the way. You know, I already feel bad enough for making him do a quad. I'm not gonna ask him to do that, right?
Patrick, you want to do a double?
Well, we'll see. Like as I said, we will cover the driver's swap time with the fuel.
Well, I'm gonna leave it completely up to him. If he feels good enough to do a double, he can do a double. But
This is fantastic, being a fly on the wall in a team's 24-hour race. How fantastic.
I'm here, like I said, I'm here for backup. All I need to do is tell me and I'll put socks on and I'll go.
bro drivers with socks ain't no way. Bro does not drive barefoot.
Hell no. With these pedals, hell no.
Yeah, nah, I don't either. I like my slidey socks over my pedals. That reminds me of when Austin was like, does anybody know good sim racing socks? Mine rip after a week. It's like, bro,
Pink socks.
do you change socks? Hello? You're supposed to change them out every day.
Every day, bro.
With the Disney Channel flow.
Do you want to make things that deflect?
You must be a raunchy motherfucker.
Nah, but it's like, bro, do you not change your socks? If the military's taught me literally one thing, it'd be change your fucking socks. For the love of God.
Your socks and your underwear.
You can straight up go to the medics, be like, yeah, I got shot in my arm, and it's like, yeah, did you change your socks yet? Did you drink some water? It's like, yeah. Yeah. To be fair, basic hygiene does do fucking wonders for your, for a lot of shit. Like, fresh socks, hella great. But to be fair, I don't have to wear boots, but I just wear fucking shoes. Or, well, rather, I should say, I do wear boots, but they're not like the army boots. They're different. They're
Oh. Interesting. I don't think the third place car was doing a full service pit. Well, I don't know now because they're now
How long was the
38
pit stop?
seconds. Well, they're 38 seconds ahead of us now. So they
Which means
almost
we lost,
had a minute and almost a minute 15 in stop.
yeah, that's a normal pit stop.
I'm
Yeah?
rewinding back. I will have a look.
Well, a minute pit stop's kind of long because usually you're in there for 45 to 47 seconds.
Including driving in the pits.
Driving in the pits, you're probably 50 to 55.
Okay, I'm looking at my caps right now. It's 111, 113, 111, 112, 104, 114 is like you can get what the average pit stop time is, right? It's around 110, right? More or less how fast you drive out and how fast is your pit entry, right? So I don't think that was anything more or less than just a normal pit stop.
Maybe so. I don't know. It's just odd. Usually you don't lose a whole lap almost. I mean, that's
They do, almost.
Yeah, complete to a normal stop, exactly 49 seconds.
Isn't
Same we are doing.
Like, and then the rest of the pit is like a minute or whatever, or like makes it like a bit over a minute because of the driving through, you know. Because the driving alone takes 20 seconds, right? Or almost. It takes like 18.
Huh, we have some rear end damage. Anybody notice that?
Oh, I've literally only looked at our car.
Oh,
Other
that's what
than
I'm talking
like-
about.
I
That-
just used professional, like, strategic measures on calculator to see if they need to stop, and they surely need to.
Yeah, Mr. fucking spreadsheet man. I went 4 years to school just to be able to make a spreadsheet. Well, my man over here did pro math. There you go.
No, I just look like the most they can do without fuel saving is hour 30, and they were stopping at hour 35.
Yeah,
Like
You're
they would
not
need to
saving
save
5
4
minutes.
left of fuel.
that's a
Four
lot.
laps.
That's a lot to save on a track like this. Like on like this, like what is 4 laps in equivalent in distance or whatever, right? Could be savable on like the Nords, right? Because there's so much where you can just lift and coast and just half
Yeah, you
throttle
can
it
do that
instead of
here.
full. You cannot do that here because it's
They
just
will lose.
mostly
So
flat.
that means from this moment they still need the same amount of speed. The only
Yeah,
difference is
Then one of them will be
last stop-
shorter.
Yeah, their last stop will be 10 seconds at most.
Well, I was gonna say, wouldn't they have to pit one more time than us?
No, because we have the same amount of pit stops. Because, like, I have
Well,
my
yeah.
stint now, right? Then Patrick gets in, right? And then it's
Yeah.
he has to pit again to get to the end, right? So we also still need 2 pit stops.
Yeah, but wouldn't they need one more splash and dash though? So it would make them
No, it's
3 to
the
R2?
our last stop is what they're like. It's just like a splash and dash, but like earlier than theirs. We have the same amount of stops, so it's just on pace now who wins, and then like hey, if they get like a shorter pit stop, they might catch up a bit, but they won't catch up that much, right?
Like theoretically said, even with the short pit, we are almost a whole lap ahead. Or around a whole lap, maybe a bit more. Like, I don't know exactly.
That LMP2 is so fucking annoying, man. Fucking Jim's team. Goofy LMP2s.
Where's the rear damage version? Oh, I see the right side.
Yeah.
That's where I got hit by that one guy on the back. Ken. Not Ken. Patrick. You remember?
Yeah, mainly for actually staying up and finishing, like, you know.
Nah, he's not. He didn't do anything wrong in the race. He just got a lot of X's,
It is what it is.
which is perfectly fine, you know. We didn't lose any places with any of our drive-throughs. I'm just saying, like I just said Patrick, because he saw me get rear-ended by an LMP2.
And there's no optional or anything?
Nope.
Must be a graphic glitch then. Why it's still there.
Like, it was into Lesmo 2, he rear-ended me, and I kind of spun, but like no damage from that. But then I held my brake, and he went back on the accelerator, so he just drove into the side of me. Because my car just kind of flipped around and then was like, kind of in like, halfway in front of him, right? And then he just smashed into my back right. It's the same LMP2 that I hit on the first stint, and it's the same LMP2 that hit that one guy into Parabolica. Like it's that 14.
Who's winning? Bloomquist still in the lead. Nice. Bloomquist is still in the lead with Taylor, and there's a 20-second gap to the Corvette, Cadillacs in real life.
I find it quite funny though. We are the only Cadillac in the top 4.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think they have done a hell of a job at EOP performance between the BMW and the Caddy. They really have done a great job on these two now.
But I still think it's quite funny though that every other Caddy driver is just dropped off a bit.
Wow.
It's like those are the only Bimmers in the lobby, yet they're up like that are still like in the top 14. The only Bimmers are 1 and 3. Yeah, we did great. Like all of our pace is pretty good.
I think if we didn't have the little mishaps, we probably would have had it.
Could have said the same exact thing about the Norns, but it didn't happen, you know? Like,
We'll get there.
it's... A B2 is still an incredible result, you know?
No.
Patrick, like, mains ACC, so you're gonna have to go to him about it. We'll probably not win that, any of us, because, you know, probably esports drivers will drive that. And we ain't no esports drivers. Oh, okay, that's almost an off track. Actually, I'm kind of curious how much safety rating we'll gain from this.
With those many warnings, and you know.
Well, it's corner comprehensive, is in it? Like, John will definitely get A because he's at like 3.6 or whatever. Like, he's 100% getting A from this. I remember Ken having 20. What am I at right now? What am I at in terms of incidents?
That's right, it's like a nice on one as well. So,
yeah, the thing of it though is 'cause I feel like 8 of them were not my fault. I mean, you can say that about every driver, right? Like everybody had an X that wasn't their fault. Just annoying that I, on my own, nearly like made the difference between like, you know, what, 2 or 3 penalties.
Oh, yellow flag.
Yeah, he's already going again. It was Reagan's team. Oh no, never mind. It wasn't.
it's
looked like, yeah, no, it just looked like the paint job was very similar.
Well, I don't have training, but it was a green LMP.
Yeah, it was a green and purple LMP2 in the same kind of layout. Yeah, because Reagan absolutely cooked,
Wait.
and his teammates were the opposite.
Already starting from the pole, actually.
Yeah, because Reagan absolutely cooked. He cooked like a 32.3 or whatever the fuck it was. Like it was 33.2. Wrong way around then. It cooked, basically.
Yeah. Like, I maybe could do that with some luck. Maybe.
I could do it if the track conditions were perfect. Because I have done that. I've done the like 32 before, like a mid 32. It's just the track conditions were not great in quali. As you can see by my not so great time, yet still P9, right? They're just absolutely good.
Well, I can't wait for Spa.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it.
The individual drivers will get.
Nah, surely they're gonna change it for them.
It will most likely be the version of Spa with the long hits, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But there, the drive-through is way more painful.
Yeah. But everybody, like, if it's the same incident limit, everybody is gonna be hitting the drive-through or whatever. At least like 3 or 4 times. Also, Patrick, you gotta send a picture of the gloves to the server after the race, because you said they got worse, right? Anyway, Patrick died. I said you need to send a picture of your gloves to the server after this race, because you said they got worse, right?
Well, it doesn't look worse, but it is. Like, yeah.
Still, like you've sent me a picture, but like you gotta send it to the server because it's actually hilarious. Like, sure, if they work, they work, but like, I don't think they work great.
Fine.
Ah, once again, it's a mistake drinking so much between stints.
Never.
Well, like I had like what, like half a lap notice that I was gonna get in, you know. But I didn't think to take a piss.
Well, I had to do like a quick stop during the pit stop. I had to get both water and go to the toilet because I couldn't make it.
Yeah, no, that's understandable. During my double, like I'd also not been to the toilet yet, so like I just went in the middle of my stop. I made it back in my tent. Right. Dude, the Red Bulls are so, like, Reagan is so clearly so much faster than everyone else. Because Reagan, like, gaps the fuck out of us, right? And I'm not really moving. Alright, last lap.
Yeah. So, might actually be fuel saving.
What, the guys behind?
Yeah, 37, 37, 37, 38.
I think that's just his pace.
No, he was way quicker.
I guess just
His
you could.
stint,
I'm gonna go into their cockpit and see.
yeah, his stint before was 35, 35, 36.
When was the stint?
Oh yeah, he's
Saturday
short
night?
shifting.
Yeah, but they
Oh,
won't
yeah,
save
he's
4
lifting.
laps. Like, they won't
He's
save.
lifting really early for like a Scary. It's not like
That means even you can go easily.
what is BGD looking into right now?
I have no idea.
Ken, did you message them?
Yeah, I'm talking to him.
Yeah, well, what are they looking into?
I told him he should check out the league I'm doing. The one I told you about.
Ah, okay.
Because there's a couple other pro guys who are there, and it works around the pro schedule, so that they can actually run on Monday nights and not have to worry about it. Because most racing ends Saturday afternoon, the driver gets home, and then they can run Mondays.
What'd you say, Patrick?
You going this?
Yeah.
But yeah, they are lifting really aggressively, short shifting really aggressively. We've already done the math. Even if they don't hit, they're still gonna end up behind us, assuming they run the same pace.
The thing
So, like,
is,
it doesn't
how
really-
much they are saving, they are probably not much
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Even if they ran the same exact pace as us and they only had to pit one more time, they would still be behind us.
Hopefully. Okay,
better.
so
How much fuel we'll have at the exact point that driver swap ends. The driver swap just ended with 56 liters in the tank, and we might need like what, around 70, so it's fine. We can just driver swap.
How are we looking? It must be on a pit cycle. Yeah.
So, after the pit stop, we're 2 minutes 40 seconds ahead on the multiple. for some reason.
What?
Are
This
you
is
sure?
2 minutes, 40 seconds.
We are right behind them on track side.
Yeah, I know, but it says on the interval it says 2 minute 40.
Well,
Like,
it's,
I'm just like confused and thinking out loud. Like, what the fuck?
yeah, it's showing wrongly there. I am 4 seconds behind them on track.
We lost like what? Oh, never mind. It's just. Yeah. It's 132. So we won't lose that. Alright, I'm gonna have a piss. I'll be back.
They're actually the car in front of us too. That's nice.
Yeah, we're a whole lap ahead.
Yeah.
Like almost a whole lap ahead.
So we've closed the gap some on them.
Well, because so we can make their progress.
Wow.
What's it called? If you can like, because with our pit stop, right? Like they still have like an actual pit stop. And our pit stop should like our next pit stop will be our yeah, but it's also our last pit stop.
Also, they will have just one more because they're
Well, they might
And they
still
feel safe
not
enough,
make.
so.
That's
yeah,
the
we
question.
might not,
No, they still have
You gotta-
one more. Like they also still have one more,
Yeah.
right? So it's like
but yeah, both,
Um,
we are on the same.
so. It's either they finish a minute 30 behind or they finish more than that, right?
I would I would turn auto fuel on too, so we don't have to take all the fuel, but leave the margin at 1 lap over, just in case we get that weird offset. We
I'd
can still
put it
make
like,
another
yeah.
lap. So like right now it's saying we need 20.2 gallons, so we can help shave some of that time off that pit stop. So. And the car will be a little bit lighter, a little bit faster, with more grip.
And it's more than the 50 liters that takes the iRacing swap, so
Yeah, so yeah, we should be fine. Oh.
What's it called? The because we have like we only have one pit stop and they're gonna try to make it one pit stop. They'd have to catch up a minute and a half while saving so much fuel, so
Yeah.
they're probably not doing that.
Oh, I looked at the wrong one. So we only need 18.5, so that's even better. So with a 2, if you put it at 2-lap margin, that'll be perfect. Oh, I'm looking at fuel right now. The ad, since I'm guessing you changed it to a 2-lap margin on the auto fuel. It's saying that.
Set it to laps, so it might have stayed in my last race. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Perfect, because that'll mean it's an 8.5 gallon fill, so that's even a little bit less than what I thought it was going to be.
Do I just leave it at the 2 lap marks and do I just set it to 1? Like, I would rather be safe and doesn't want to change
I say, do you want me in next, Patrick, or do you want to?
I think I'll be done after this, so it's either you or Stein.
Stein, what do you want to do?
But if you say you're comfortable driving a stint and your back is not going to be an issue, I'd rather have you drive it. But if you say I'd want you to drive it, I am perfectly willing to take the last stint.
I'm fine now. I mean,
yeah, no, because you were complaining about your back before, and I'm like, I don't want to put you in like.
Oh no,
You know,
not last night.
yeah, but like it's sometimes it's safe throughout the night. You know, like it's.
Last night my back was hurting just because I did so many stints.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, you know, if it's fine and you're like you're okay with driving, I'd rather have you because you're just faster.
Let me put some socks on. No, that's off. That's too fucking hot. Now the question is, do I have any more local socks?
Now we are a whole lap behind.
Perfect.
The thing is, at what point do they say, you know what, we're not making this, like, we're not making an overtake and we're not going to lose a position with the splash and dash? Because they're nearly 2 laps ahead of the guy behind them, right?
Yeah.
It's like... Or 2 laps ahead, because the 2 cars in front of you is P4. So they're only 16 seconds behind, like, lapping P4.
Just do.
You're gaining like a second to a second and a half of the guy behind, like a lap.
Yeah. I'm not like I'm just going quite slowly.
Yeah, just
Quite
kind of what I was
careful
doing.
not to find anything.
Yeah.
One hour to go, fellas. We got this.
Don't choke! Don't choke! Don't do it! Don't choke!
You got good pace, Patrick, so keep it up.
Don't choke! Don't choke!
There is nothing. It's safe base. I'm just not sending a lot of noise like this. Just might let this guy go. Next way.
He's burning battery, I think. I'd say just keep it if he makes the move.
Come on, is this guy really?
Yeah, these guys I fucking hate. These rough and hard.
Fucking get him, guy. I'll leave the delivery, just overtook him, let the other cars go and he overtook them.
Yep. he's about to do something stupid. They're boxing. No, it's 70. Sounds way too low. Excuse me. Oh, the WeatherTech car crashed the Aston. Oh. The WeatherTech Benz just crashed one of the Aston Martins.
That's the second Aston that will crash today. In WEC, Toyota crashed Aston as well.
Did they? Oh, and he hit hard in that barrier. There's some good clean. I mean, it was side-by-side racing, and it looks like Merc just ended up pushing out a little bit. Fucking clipped the rear of the Aston.
Have you ever wished that there was just one simple to use piece of software that would allow you to take full control over the fans in your system? Well, there's an answer for that. Today we're going to do a little tutorial on how to set it up, how to use it, where to find it, and more importantly, how to support this project. This guy has no idea I'm doing this video. This is a single developer type of project, and it is 1,000,000 times more powerful than any of the garbage, any of the official motherboard / fan control software people have ever dreamt of creating. Corsair's new 32-inch Xeneon 1440p gaming monitor has the features you need to play your best. Features like silky smooth 165Hz refresh rate IPS display with 1 millisecond MPRT response time, quantum dot technology, HDR 400, and built-in mount for either a microphone, webcam, or even a DSLR. To see the complete list of features of the Corsair Xeneon 32-inch gaming monitor, follow the link in the description below. Okay, first and foremost, I'll be putting a link to this software down in the description below. Hopefully, I mean, it is on GitHub. I know that's gonna be scary for a lot of people. We have been using it around here. So far, we have not scanned anything malicious. I just want to put that out there though. Anytime you grab any files from the net, you are taking your own risk, not us. So download at your own discretion. This software is amazing. Absolutely the most powerful piece of fan control software we've ever used. So far, we have used it in this little system right here, which is Intel 12th Gen, and Phil's been using it in his Threadripper system, which could not be any more different when it comes to motherboard approaches, fan control modules, et cetera, et cetera. So this is hopefully going to work for your system. Today, we'll show you how to set it up. Although an amazingly creative piece of software, not the most creative name. It is called Fan Control V110. I mean, I don't care what it's called. You could call it potato spam for all I care. If it works, that's all I care about. So here's the problem with modern fan software. It's controlled through your motherboard if you're using fan headers, right, on your motherboard. If you're using a third-party piece of hardware, whether it be like Commander from Corsair or Lee & Lee L-Connect or something like that, I have no idea how well that's going to integrate with this. Personally, for me, on my rig that I'm building for home, I will not be using any of the L-Connect fan control hub. I want to remove that hub entirely in terms of being even connected to the fan software. So I will be connecting my headers for my fans directly to the motherboard and then letting this software control it. And then I'll just be using the hub for RGB stuff. So once you load the software, it's going to automatically scan for all sensors and probes that are in your system. Anything that has any sort of speed or temperature reporting. So fan headers, temperature probes that are existing on your motherboard, the GPU itself, and then it's gonna build a profile that's gonna basically spread all those out across a GUI here, or a graphics user interface, showing you what they all look like. The reason why we even went looking for software like this is because I said that when the GPU ramps up, the unfortunate thing is the CPU does not get hot enough to speed up those fans. And those CPU fans are also, or the case fans are also CPU fans connected to an AIO that's connected to the CPU header in the motherboard. So until the GPU causes enough heat soak in the CPU itself to start ramping up those fans, it's just sitting there sweating because there's not enough airflow happening with this chassis, even though there's plenty of ventilation. So I said there needs to be something that says, hey, speed up the CPU fans if the GPU goes under load, et cetera, et cetera. Well, that's where this software comes in. And that's what we found. So as you can see right here, we've got fan control 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the 2 fans found on our NVIDIA GPU. Right off the bat, I've always talked about using custom fan curves in an MSI Afterburner. The nice thing about this is if you didn't want to run Afterburner, or let's say you're running a different piece of software, you could control your fans on your graphics card using this software. So that's already a plus right there. It's one less piece of software that you need to start taking control over your system. So you'll see right here that it's showing different percentages and such. These are the controls, but down here are the speeds. So you have the control, which is telling the fan what to do, and then you have the speed, which is something turning with an RPM wire, whether it be a water pump, a fan, or whatever.
Less time wants to, except this time, but last known I was.
whatever, it has an RPM wire so that the system knows how fast is it turning. So if you take a look down here at speed,
it feels like the rear just wants to step out way more than it was.
Well, I noticed you guys turned the slip down some as well. Because it's now 8 and 8 on the slip and gain when it was 12 and 7, I think it was.
During my stints, like when I was driving the quad stint, I was using 7.7.
at speeds, we got fan number 1, fan number 2. Technically, that is my water pump, and then fan number 2 is my system fans. So right off the bat, we can double click here, and then we can rename this. So I'm going to call this AIO pump. That way we know what we're controlling. And then fan 2, I'm going to call this case fans. I'm doing all caps because I find that to be a little bit more. Why is that?
The new Google Pixel 7a. It's got the looks and saves the day with features like Night Sight, which helps you turn a photo like this into this. Low light, fixed. Google Pixel 7a. Pixel, the only phone engineered by Google.
Meet Grammarly Go, your go-to solution for getting quality work done quickly.
Ready for the big picture today, Remy?
You got about 6 laps, so you know.
The Peerless Assassin includes dual 100, an ASUS B650M Tough motherboard, 2 sticks of G-Skill DDR CPU. Designed this cooler to be accommodating of much taller sticks of RAM, which is a nice thing. For our test system,
Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and on today's video I'm going to show you how to remove the plastic parts, put those to one side. You may well need those. So I'm going to use MX4, which is what we use for premium. And what we're going to want to do is to match up these holes here and here at the bottom with these pins here and here. So take the cooler, and if you want to, you can line it up on whichever one is closer to you. And then just what I want to do is to have the wires coming out at the bottom. Just makes things a little bit easier to do, a little bit neater. So what we want to do is to get our 2 clips and put them on the sides, like so. A little bit hard to do upside down, but there you go. Get the general idea, so they're just hanging on the sides there, and then we can attach it to the cooler. So what I like to do is hold the fan on the side and use your fingers on the sides on the spring clips, and just gently lower it down. You can actually rest it on top of the screw, so you can see that screw at the bottom, there's like a hard stop, and you can use that to find your level. Then just pull the spring clips back a little bit, and then on the other side you can do exactly the same. And that is essentially it. If there's any issues with it being slightly the wrong height or anything, you can always readjust it. Just pull the spring clip back a little, and then you can just move it up slightly if you want to, if you're a perfectionist. Oh, there we go. I think that, yeah, that looks pretty decent. Now we can just connect up the fan headers and we're pretty much done. So for us on this particular motherboard, it's actually pretty straightforward and pretty easy. And because the wires are coming out on this side section, it's going to be easy for cable management. So the first one is going to be our PWM header. So this is this one here. So that is very easy to do indeed. So all we need to do is just plug that in onto there. And then you can tuck the wires out of the way behind the board, whatever you want to do. And for the addressable RGB connector, this one on this motherboard is just here. So just make sure that the pins are lined up appropriately. And there we go. So obviously you can untie all this stuff and cable manage that out of the way at the top of your case. But effectively that is done. Okay, so there you go, pretty easy to install, and yep, overall I think Thermalright have done a fantastic job on the packaging, the instructions, basically everything in there is very, very simple to install. But having said that, I have had a little bit of experience with this, so if you are experiencing any problems, please do feel free to reach out to me in the comments section.
Yep, you're called 2 or 1. Let me know.
2 more, like I'm pitting in the second lap.
Okay.
So now we can attach the fan. So for me, when I'm installing this, what I want to do is to have the wires coming out at the bottom. So what I like to do is hold the fan on. That is essentially it. If there's any issues with it being slightly the wrong height or anything, you can always readjust it if you're a perfectionist. Oh, there we go. So for us on this particular motherboard, it's actually pretty straightforward and pretty easy. And because the wires are
Ready.
Coming out on this side section is going to be easy for cable management. So the first one is going to be our PWM header. So this is this one here. So that is very easy to do indeed. So all we need to do is just plug that in onto there. And then you can tuck the wires out of the way behind the board, whatever you want to do. And for the addressable RGB connector, this one on this motherboard is just here.
I will quickly go downstairs for some food as I'm very hungry, and then I will watch you finish the race. Good luck.
hello, I'm back.
That's a really good timing.
No, I just got back home. I think he meant that you said my name and I unmuted.
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. Like, it was perfect timing.
I just came home, picked up my fiance from the hospital. She's sleeping right now. So.
Well, I finally got some food today.
Did you get anything more than just bread with ham?
During the day, no. This is the first time I have something else.
Yeah, that's what I had for breakfast this morning. That's what he had for breakfast this morning. I had what, a ham toasty. Should go so hard. Slow down.
And right now I have rice with meat and sauce.
Let's go. Ken, just so you know, you can surf slowdowns by just chucking it into build on the straight. Right, you don't have to do anything special for it. Ken's driving there now, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, my phone died again, that's lovely.
Well, I just got invited to go out and drink.
He's like you.
What?
The guy on the radio was like 10.
What is he doing?
Hurting. Kill him, kill him, kill him.
Fucking idiotic LMP drivers, dude. I swear to God.
We are exactly on 69.
Should tell that dude, tell your driver to stick to the fucking line. If he's gonna move in, then move in. Don't sit out to the outside and then come back out.
And the guy just got the first ticket, so we'll overtake him because this is funny and dumb.
Fuck me. Fucking hell, he's got me all flustered.
Come on, we just had the amazing number of 69. Why did you get the 70?
Why can't you kill Joshua?
Absolutely murder him. I don't do it. Yeah. That would be the last chance for us, though, to murder him.
Real. But we'd have to like murder him. If it's just a little itty bitty murder, we're not gonna make up 3 laps.
Yeah, but if we murder him, we'll also die. So.
No, we can't. Like, if Ken knows the technique, he can make it work.
Ken, do you know the technique?
Give him a
would
little
say
love
try and,
tap
like-
in the back. Send him
Yeah,
straight.
bump him on the exit of Ascari.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
all you
Get him onto that curve. Yeah.
Keep be a goner.
We just send him on that curb and he flies back to Imola, I think.
That one guy in the team chat was actually flying to Imola.
Oh, fuck me.
Take it easy. 12 minutes.
Does not like the. It just wanted to push.
I would be really thankful if you don't give me heart attack at the end of the race, thanks.
Why not? That's half the fun.
You already gave me one when I woke up the first time, Ken. Not again, please.
I was trying to stay ahead of P1. That's what my whole goal was, but whatever.
I mean,
No point in it now. I'm not gonna chase him down.
to be fair, there also was not no point, but it doesn't make a difference or position. You know?
Simon, don't get too nervous.
Is he on their team or what?
Yeah.
Just tell him I was trying to stay in front, but yeah. It's a hot track.
I'm just going to sit here and watch the end.
Hey Tom, imagine if your driver actually stayed the course of his actions then maybe that stuff wouldn't happen. Just a joyful LMP2 car wanting to go to the right and then comes back left, and then of course wants to message us and be, you know, children.
I just looked into our team chat, and I'm just like, John Stein, hell. And the only response from John, what? Just remembered, like, during one of the stints, there was suddenly a Cadillac upside down before Ascari.
What?
Yes.
Huh?
And I have no idea, like, I would understand if it was after Ascari because of the but no, there was just a Cadillac upside down, like 100 meters after the left side pin before Ascari.
Ow. That's my question.
Also, will you guys save the replay or something, because Kurt said we got some pictures, but I don't have delivery.
I'm just gonna take a picture of us crossing the line. But I'm not going to like save the entire replay. I wouldn't be able to anyway. Like half of it would be lost. So no point.
Did you guys saw Ken disappear as well? Or was it
No.
just me?
The guy behind keeps disappearing though.
Or was it Ken disappearing first?
I don't doubt that he did. Just, like I didn't see him disappear.
Did we win yet?
Are we there yet?
And the guy's just going straight. Well, at least he won't be annoying us from behind.
Ayo.
Okay,
No.
now so I can actually see how our car looks. Is at the end.
Hurry up, I'm hungry. I want food.
Why don't you eat this?
Because then I'd have to go get the food. White flag.
Final lap.
Oh, no matter what happens now, we're P2.
There's only like 8 more chances for Ken to crash, and then we're home free.
I'm slow in turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
That does not feel like that was only a day ago.
allowed to have. I'm just very curious what the strength of field for this field was. Because there's a bunch of like 2K plus people, but there's also a bunch of like 1300s, right?
Again, it's crashed into the pit entry barrier. Oh, it's all over.
Great race, guys. Great race.
Oh,
Ken Ladd bringing it home for
Oh,
team-driven product. Brilliant, brilliant, absolutely fantastic. I can't believe it. It's
great
been
race, guys.
an absolute honour to have been on board with
So
these guys.
You know what you have to do now.
Yeah, team-driven performance products. What an outstanding drive
turning
by
off
all
my overlay
members.
real quick. Can I do that on the fly?
It's time to harass Kurt that we did better without him.
Okay, this is one of the camera angles that I got of us crossing the line. It's not the best, but it's just one I could get quickly, so we at least have one.
No. Yeah, but we beat him. We were beating him for a whole like hour. Yeah.
Congrats to your team, Josh. That was a fun race.
Yeah.
I love you, Josh.
Feels so good, guys.
Yeah, this race feels good.
Absolutely
Good job,
perfect,
part-time.
man. Some sort of drive that was,
Go
guys.
ahead and sleep for like 12 hours.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat a bunch of food, and then I'm gonna shower, and then I'm gonna eat. A waste of
Don't
24
forget-
hours. Sheesh.
Like, subscribe to the YouTube
Okay, Patrick,
channel.
you're saving the replay though, right?
I saved the last 2 hours.
You're not saving the whole thing?
I've got, well, the first 11 hours are on a stream.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah. But, what's it called? Being able to look at other cars is, different, right? That's the replay. But, yeah, it's a W right there.
And
That,
doing the celebratory burnouts.
What?
Yes, sir.
was he doing donuts?
No donuts, just
And burn out into the pit
Ah.
entry. Oh no, we got a pit speeding!
Oh, not again!
Ah, fuck, we finished P3 now, damn it.
Fuck!
That was a long ass penalty then.
that was a lot.
Thank you, anyone and everyone that's joined in. Don't forget,
Giving the other team
join
one
these
more lap.
guys. Links are in the banner. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you
At
for
least
the
we
next
didn't get
race.
30 seconds
24
off
hours of
penalties.
Spa.
What
You
a
know what I'm saying?
race.
Oh my god, I'm at 4.6. What the hell?
What
No
the
way, yeah.
hell? Hey,
If you guys
wait.
aren't at 4.9, I'm gonna be surprised.
Well, you have, like, less incidents than all of us. So,
Let's see.